What it do, everybody? Welcome, everybody, to the Boosted View podcast. I just wanted to preface the video today by saying congratulations to Shiny Charm Kelly for winning the $10 Nintendo gift card. Thanks, everybody, for liking. If this video gets 20 likes as well, we will give out another $10 gift card. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, give the channel lots of love. I appreciate you guys for supporting the channel. And yeah, let's go ahead and get on to the episode. Thanks, everybody.
Guys, I'm going to say it. Ocarina of Time has not aged as well as people think. They're stuck on nostalgia.
Whoa.
And it's might be the worst 3D Zelda game.
Oh, that's crazy.
Kaboom.
What about
my God, kaboom.
What about you, Gabe? What's your hot take?
So I think Majora's Mask is probably the worst 3D Zelda game because simply the fucking time mechanic. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. A game about exploration really doesn't want you to explore anything because you're on a day goes by in a second, like boring.
Yeah. What about you, Brandon?
I would say this is probably a middle of the road take, but the bloom lighting in Wind Waker HD is way too much.
That's a sploosh for me. I think it looks fantastic.
That's crazy.
I think that's
right.
the secret. I think that's the secret third one.
Here's my hot take, gamers. I think that Zelda is mid.
Yeah, well,
Like, why does she always need to get rescued? Why? She has all this power. Why does she always need to be rescued?
Not always.
Because
Not always. Every single
always.
game,
All
everywhere.
Right. My hot take, which is ironic because we're reviewing this episode, I think Wind Waker is mid.
The only thing mid here is your maid outfit.
Mid outfit.
All right. Welcome everybody to the Boosted View Podcast. Here on the Boosted View Podcast, we like to talk about Nintendo games, new and old, give them a review, and sometimes give them a look at in retrospect. Yes, I'm wearing a maid outfit. I lost a versus bet. I'm so sorry. Good job, Fuse. You beat me in a best of 7 game.
Let's go.
But today, we are reviewing the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, a very controversial but fun entry into the series. But before we get into that, my name is Favlam.
Hi, I'm Gaber Excellion96. It's nice to see you today.
Hello, I am Fuse, aka Short to Fuse.
Hi, Fuse.
And we have such lovely fans of the Wind Waker series. We have not one, but two guests today. Quinn, introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. This is my 3rd time being on here, so thank you for having me again.
Yeah. And Brandon, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Brandon, also known as Pragmagic on YouTube. This is my 2nd time on the Boosted View podcast.
Hello,
I'm a returnee.
Guys, Brandon likes things that aren't Pokemon. It's crazy. It's wild.
Brandon likes things. That's insane.
A second date?
Second
Hey man,
date.
played your cards right.
Yeah. But as we said, today's episode is going to be on The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. So we can just go ahead and start off. So Fuses actually wrote some of the questions this time. I'm going to start off with the initial impressions and sorts of like how we found the games, and then we'll dive into like the questions that Fuse wrote us for today. So we'll just say right now, how did we all find this game? When did we first play it? And then we can go from there. So for me, I actually hadn't played it till I played the HD remastered version on Wii U. I bought the HD Ryu version, and it's really good. The Triforce quest at the end still is not amazing, but I know it's even worse in the GameCube version. So that's kind of my take. I think the game's great though. I say mid, but I just say that in comparison to a lot of the
Mid
other
with
games.
love.
Mid with love. Mid as a video game by itself, great, fantastic. In comparison to the other Zelda games, it's mid. But that's just me. What about let's go to Quinn. Quinn, tell us about how did you first encounter this game, and what do you think about it? Initial impressions.
So I was 4 years old when it came out. My brother is 4 years older than me, so we got it. It would have been like the Christmas after the game came out. So I didn't play it for a few years. I would sit and watch him for like hours on end playing through it. But I remember picking it up one day and literally I would just play the intro over and over again because I was too scared of the dungeons. And I was scared of going to the Forsaken Fortress. So I liked the intro a lot, like the story part. But yeah, I didn't want to leave Outset Island at all.
Fair. I mean, it's great. It's a great island.
Yeah.
Catching the little piggies. That was so fun. And throwing
Link
them
the
off the
pig.
cliff.
Oh yeah. That's is that the very first island, or is that the one
Yeah.
with like the little town on it?
It's called Outset
Yeah.
Island because it's from the outset.
That makes sense. Yeah. Well, Brandon, you what about you?
So I was I think like like 8 or 9 when it came out. So you gave me like a little bit of an existential crisis there. I'm like, I'm old. The
older brother.
So I discovered this game because GameCube was like my console. That was the console I got into gaming majorly. And so like Super Mario Sunshine, Wind Waker, like Mario Kart Double Dash, all those games are like my childhood. So like, yeah, my older brother also got us a GameCube. And so he got Wind Waker and allowed me to play it. So it was my first Zelda game into the series. So of course I have a bit of a fondness for it. But yeah, that's basically how I discovered it, was just through my older brother who was also a gamer.
Nice. I also love Double Dash. All the GameCube games, I think we take for granted how much like quality assurance they put into that. For Nintendo did, at least. I don't know. That's
The GameCube had so much personality in its games. So much.
It did.
I just feel like in recent years they've sacrificed quality for mass appeal. Not in all of their titles, just for some. Like I feel like there's still plenty of like, I mean, obviously like the Legend of Zelda series is still like they that's always still high quality. Like it's still doing
for sure.
its thing. But anyways, that's just a little side note. Gabe, what about you?
I'm sorry, I'm totally not like preparing the music. So me, it
Totally
was for
not.
Christmas one year. I think I want to say I was 8 years old when I got this game. We got it a couple years after it had been released. It was Christmas 2024 or 5. I was, just in second grade. My brother David, he's 5th grade, I want to say. We got a GameCube for Christmas. Lunchbox Master Race, yeah, dude, yeah.
GameCube.
Yeah, but so my mom got us that with this game and Metroid Prime 2, and that was probably one of like the coolest things ever. Was getting a video game for Christmas when you're a gamer. That's, oh my god, when you're a kid you can't afford anything. Oh my god,
Christmas Day new, baby.
yes.
Yeah.
But we booted up the game. It's obviously been like almost 20 years since then, and I know we enjoyed it so much. I really, really don't remember too much of initial experiences, but along the way, especially with like the HD, kind of touch up remaster, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's a very warm game. It's very homey, very just, and then you just instantly the vibes, things like that. I remember.
Homie.
But
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
I heard that quietly
I don't know
from
why.
Austin.
Austin farted.
Yeah, he did.
Ew.
Gross.
Anyways.
But yeah, going along with what you were saying earlier, Brandon, just the GameCube really did have such good character with like so much of its. I mean, like Kirby Air Ride, Melee, Sunshine, Mario Kart Double Dash, Sonic
Literally
Adventure 2.
banger after banger. Like,
Yeah, and like these games were
Coliseum
coming
games,
out one after
yes.
another,
Dude, yes.
And I understand games obviously these days are much bigger. They obviously take so much more fucking time, but like it's just obviously it's painful having to wait 5 years for a Zelda game instead of like 2 or 3, like it kind of ish, ish. But overall, I loved this game. It was so much fun. I never did get all the hearts in this game. This was one of those few Zelda games where I never got all the.
Are you like a
difficult.
heart piece, Andy? Like you get all the heart pieces and stuff usually?
I usually try to. I don't go too hardcore. Like I'll do it in Breath of the Wild. I'll do it in Link's Awakening. I'll do it in Twilight Princess. But because of kind of the Great Sea and how great it is, it's it was tough.
It was too vast.
Yeah.
Yes, way too vast.
You stole my heart, Gabe.
That's more than enough for me.
Fuse, what about you? Did you? I guess you never played this one. So what's like your what do you got for us on in terms
All
of
right,
your opinion on this game? At least initial opinions.
I did my research. Okay, I watched multiple videos this time around. All right, and retrospectives. Exactly. That's why I checked out. That's what YouTube is practically almost becoming nowadays. Honestly, it's a very different art style than any of the other Zelda games that I was able to venture in and research. It was almost like a cartoony, but it was almost like a very like impressionist character vibe, you know? Which honestly I really liked. I really liked a lot. And the fact that like in this one you can like begin sailing in a boat, I thought that was really cool.
King of Red Lions, baby.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, it's just because I do remember that my stepbrother would play this game quite a lot when our families finally merged when I was like 8, 9 years old. I knew he played it a lot because I remember him fighting one of the bosses, and I was like, this boss looks so stupid. I couldn't even begin to fathom how this even became a thing. And I'm just staring like, why is this dude an oversized pig and now he's a spider? What's going on, bro? I don't understand.
And then some Ganon, huh? Or not Ganon, Puppet Ganon.
So then watching this back in the retrospect was like, oh my god, that's what I was watching as a kid. That's great.
That's right, dude.
That's it. That's what I was doing. That's it.
But honestly, like what Brandon and Gabe had both said is like the game got such like a good like character. Like it's almost like on the crisp of nostalgia, but it was ones that were like just very easy to remember playing as a kid. For me, it was always Sunshine, Coliseum, Gale of Darkness, all those, Kirby Air Ride, and then the Sonic games, of course. It feels like they had like that great like charisma, I guess, for the GameCube games that I always liked to love, and this one definitely had one of those. I was like, yes, okay.
Oh, another one, Paper Mario: A Thousand Year Door.
Woo! Oh my god,
Paper
yes!
Mario,
I love that game. Yes, God. Paper Mario, just in general, I can't wait to do an episode on those games. It's gonna be great.
Please, I will come back.
I'll bring you back. I'll bring you back.
Yes.
Okay. That'll be one of our one-offs. It'll be a good one. But not before we do Spyro though. Spyro is gonna be the first one. That's Fuse's treat for withstanding the Zelda series. So one of the questions here is. We kind of mentioned it in passing, especially with Gabe talking about the vastness of the sea. So what do we think about? This is the first Zelda game that was like open world. Like it was like really open world, and they had, but the open world wasn't something you walked through. It was and fast traveled through. It was just. I mean, I guess you could fast travel with it. With I think it's like the tornado mechanic or whatever. But but for the most part, you're sailing across this giant ocean, and I know that it could get very tedious at times. At least that's one complaint I hear about is like getting around the ocean, especially in the GameCube version.
Yes.
They fixed this a bit in the Wii U version. They added a like a super sail or something that makes you the fast sail, which like is like way faster.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's topical 2012 reference there.
Yeah, great 2012 reference there.
Call back.
Thank you.
All 5 of our fans will get. So, what do you guys think? We don't all have to comment on every single one of these questions, by the way. But if you have something to say it. What do you guys think about the sailing? And I personally found it really tedious. But you know, any of you guys have comments on that?
I mean, I never ever found it tedious because I'm just like, I'm on the sea. Like, I don't know. I mean, especially in the HD remake, it felt a lot easier to get around with the fast sail. So, and that music. Okay, we'll save that for the Gabe section.
Music's amazing. Music's amazing.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, but like that music, you always just felt like you were engulfed in the world, like, and you were just out there on an adventure, you know? And so no matter how much you were exploring, yes, it could be tedious at times, especially in the original Triforce Quest on the original version of the game, but I think I just felt like there's so much majesty to this great open world. It was like you said, it was the first like open world Zelda. You could go anywhere you wanted, though you couldn't really progress story stuff, but you still could like go to the different little what's the word? Those like towers that they were in the middle of the sea.
Yeah.
You could still do those, take those on, even if you weren't ready, stuff like that. Like I just always felt that the ocean mechanic added so much to well, the linearity of Zelda. Like there was so much linearity, like with Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and then even after with Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword especially. And then we didn't see that return to like that kind of open world aesthetic until Breath of the Wild. So it was kind of really the first of its kind in the Zelda series, which that's why I enjoy the Great Sea.
To me, even though I didn't. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
To me, even though I never experienced the game, but what I was saying is that I think it takes a lot of confidence in a company, especially start to go into an open world game, especially when they haven't done it before. Sure, it can be tedious, especially when it's the first. Like, it's not going to be perfect, especially on a GameCube or on the Wii U. But I feel like it's just it's enough there that they actually went and tried it to give it like another point to like the character, because then they perfect that with Breath of the Wild, which Breath of the Wild is like, if I've only played a couple of hours of it, even off stream and stuff, but if I had to pick a game for the Switch to ask people to play, I would pick the Breath of the Wild because of its open environment, and it's just so pretty. And I think this is like probably was like a very good, I guess, catalyst to how they began and made Breath of the Wild as good as it is. So I think it's awesome
For sure.
It was a forefather. It was a forerunner.
Forefodder. For what's to come.
Fodder.
A precursor.
Perfection. A precursor. A prequel, if you will. Not really a prequel.
Quick, got my joke.
Jeez.
Yeah,
go ahead, Gabe.
I remember. Well, so the first time playing through, like sailing around the sea, especially as a little kid, like the whole tedious part was that I wasn't impatient because I didn't know what I was doing. It's not like you had already experienced this already. It was further down the line, and once I had the HD version on the Wii U, I was like, okay, this fast sail's awesome. I've already played this game a few times. Yes, it takes a little while to get around, but I mean, as a kid, honestly, I didn't mind. We didn't know that there was a fast sail, because there hadn't been one yet, and it was. I mean. What sometimes there's that whole argument. Oh, it's just empty. There's a lot of empty stuff. It's like, okay, like for Twilight Princess, for the Great Sea, for Breath of the Wild. So, I'm sorry, there can't be just a thing to do in every tiny square like inch of a map. Yes, like some maps really are fucking empty in games. Yeah. I wish Twilight Princess did have a little bit more, but I mean, Zelda's it's a game about. It's a magical fairy tale land. You just immerse yourself in this big world. It's alive, it's pretty. Just, you're going from one point to another. Just enjoy kind of the scenery on the way there, Yeah, it's, and it's obviously not supposed to be super, like realistic nitty gritty. Like, what's that one game? Oh my God, The Witcher. Like The Witcher, where that's obviously a lot more like kind of grounded in like a fantastical setting, and Lord of the Rings, that's a lot more like gritty and dark and realistic. But yeah, I mean, I thought The Great Sea was great again, and this coffee, this coffee is hitting me. Oh, it's hitting me.
You raise a good point there. So that's like. I don't know if that's one of the next questions, but we can kind of discuss this as one of the questions is. So there was we can kind of discuss the art style. So you said it wasn't gritty like they wanted, but back in the day when this game was first coming out, a lot of the Zelda fans were expecting gritty, mostly because they had seen there was a game demo trailer the year prior at E3 where tech demo where they showed off basically like this Ocarina of Time looking Zelda or Link and fighting, was it Ganon or just like a big spider?
Ganon.
That's right.
That was the tech demo for before Breath of the Wild, I think it was.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, because he was fighting Goma.
Yep, Goma. Yeah, I remember that.
So there was a demo, and so people were like, "Oh, this is what the new Zelda's gonna like. It's gonna be crazy." Which, of course, eventually we got the Twilight Princess, which was is the total opposite spectrum.
It was a knee-jerk reaction to the Wind Waker situation, is what it was.
But now, as we moved on further, I think that the initial reaction of Wind Waker's art style was like way overblown. I think it's fantastic, and I love when Nintendo does weird and different and new stuff with things. Like, I mean, as we saw in the most recent direct, like what they're doing with Super Mario Bros. Wonder, it looks awesome, and it's so weird and it's so wacky. So I love when they do weird style. Yeah,
it looks just like the art style, like the official art that they make Mario look like. It's like trying to attempt to look like that. You know? I can't remember the name of the artist, but
no, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, no, it looks amazing. But yeah, Quinn, tell us about your thoughts on like the art style and whatnot.
I mean, I love it. I think it probably brought like a younger audience in. I mean, the GameCube, I think, was for that kind of younger generation. Like a lot of the games had that like cartoony look, like you guys were saying. So I think it created probably a lot of Zelda fans. I mean, they look at the back of the case. Back in the day, I'd go to Walmart and I'd pick the game case up, look at the back, and be like, I want this because it looks cute. I feel like it would be one of those games
100%.
for me. Like, even if I didn't know Zelda, it looked like a fun game, even though it's very dark.
Let me go grab it.
Yeah, especially for like when the HD remake where they kind of made it like more cell shaded and it looked like a lot cool, like really cool. I said the bloom lighting was too much because I'm not a real big fan of bloom lighting, especially with games like freaking Live Alive and Octopath Traveler, like those kind of games where it's like bloom lighting is insane. But it still did add a little touch to the art style that like was like an already good art style that made it even better. And on top of that, like this is probably the most expressive Link we've ever had. Like he is so expressive in not just his eyes, but also in his like body language and his movements, like all that stuff. Like when you first see him, he's like sleeping, he's all kind of groggy, like looks up, and like you wouldn't get that from like a Twilight Princess or even like an Ocarina of Time. Like that even in the HD remake of Ocarina of Time, we didn't get really an expressive Link. So this was personally one of my favorite Links. They call him, I believe, Toon Link.
Toon Link.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, but like. Yeah, he's super expressive, which that kind of cartoonish art style allows for.
So I have the HD remaster case here. Whenever Gabe or whoever gets back with the regular case first, I think Gabe is digging for it, but I think Quinn might have beat him to it. Oh no, she has the Switch. I have that Switch too.
Or Wii U.
Or not Switch, Wii U. Wii U.
It's actually doesn't work.
It doesn't work?
In college, so I was like I ran like the esports clubs.
Did Gabe come
And
into your room?
the Smash team was like, hey, can we use your Wii U for a Smash tournament? I said, yeah, that's fine. I'm going to be the nice person.
They meant Smash in another
They
way, though.
spilled Sprite on it. And it just doesn't connect. Like it turns on, but I think the like Wi-Fi card or Bluetooth or whatever is broken in
It's
it.
fucked
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Did you
that's
find it,
awful.
Gabe?
I didn't, unfortunately. I think actually I
It's
don't
okay.
have it anymore.
Did you go? Are you and Quinn together in the the house?
Oh, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we're
was
He's
like,
literally right there.
I was like, is he like rumbling around in the same room?
Yeah.
Gabe, I found it. I found it, Gabe.
There it is.
yeah.
Found it.
Cookies and cream.
Yeah.
Cookies and cream.
I'm a like berries.
So, yeah.
Lost
Anyways,
in the video
game
like
case
Brings
is
back
cool.
memories, Austin, with you in that costume.
Yeah. Appreciate it. It's great. I love it here. Yay.
Yeah.
I love losing all of my versus challenges. It's great. I love it. So let's talk about. Let's see. Yeah, like you were saying, Brand, we can kind of compound on this. So you said this is the most expressive. So like the character development of Toon Link in this game is kind of impressive, and then also a lot of the characters have a lot more depth. Honestly, especially that we had seen up until that point in the series. But I mean, even Ganon has. I think Quinn mentioned this the other day. I don't know. We were talking about Zelda, or we were talking about Wind Waker, and you were saying Ganon has like a moment of like when he gets the sword. Yeah, when he gets the sword in his head, spoilers, he literally is like, I kind of regret all of this, or something like that, right?
Even before that, like when he's talking to you about why he's done what he did, you know, it like in previous incarnations, it was just Ganon's evil, he's trying to take over, yada yada, like he's an evil king. But in this one, he's like, I saw what Hyrule had, and I wanted that for my people, like, because you know, I'm king. I wanted that for my people. So even that is like, motivation, you know, like it's not just like I'm evil because I'm evil, you know.
I because give me power.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like trying to return the world back to the pre-ocean Hyrule.
Exactly.
He's not even trying to like just take over and burn the. He's not doing the scorched earth tactic. He's like literally like, I just want better. Yeah. Also, I really love the twist of what's her name? What's Zelda's name without Zelda? Petra? Yeah, I love the Tetra. Excuse me. I love
because it's like a Tetra because of the Triforce.
So
I didn't know that. Yeah.
I guess let's talk about the plot really quick. So the plot of this game is you are on an island with you and your little sister, and your grandmother be sicky, and then your sister gets captured by Big Bird. Big Bird comes to your island, picks up your sister,
Helmarock
throws her in the
King.
woods. You go and save your sister, but then some pirates show up that. I'm glad that isn't going to make it into the recording.
Yeah, I was
For
like,
audio listeners, Gabe did a quack.
Quack.
So from there, we have Link go out onto the ocean with the pirates, and you storm the fortress, and Ganon encounters you, and then he's like, actually, do you get your sister back in that instance, or is it
No.
he just kind of expels you? That's right, he just kind of expels you away.
yeeted.
Yeah, you get yeeted, and then the King of Red Lions, your boat, who is sentient, saves you, and it's pretty cool. And then from there, you do the dungeons, you get the things, then you come back. You actually you do like a mini defeat of Ganon. You make him run, basically. That time you get your sister back, but then it's also revealed that like Tetra is the Princess of Hyrule. She's actually Zelda, but she just doesn't know it. And you go down to the depths, and you kind of see what the Hyrule used to be like, and it turns out that like, Hyrule was flooded, and the entire world has been flooded from past games, and the things
From
that are
God.
the islands that are sticking up right now are just what's left over from that world.
Yeah.
And
It's kind of scary to think, honestly. Like,
Right?
you just-
Yeah.
You know, as big as Outside Island is, like that's just like man, we are scattered, and like what's beyond like the main known Great Sea? Is there anything else out there? Or?
I know, right? So from there, you go and do the temples, and you do more temples, and you do the Triforce quest to try and get all the Triforce pieces, which is grueling, but you can do it.
Yeah.
And so in the GameCube game, this is why we talk about this and why it's like such a pivotal moment of this game. It literally is you going around, and like you have to get fish bait, and you throw it in the water, and you have to pick up the Triforces from in the water. And so like and they're not even, so it's like the Triforce is made of 3 parts, right? And each part is like fragmented into what, like 3 or 6 parts or something like that.
It's like, I think it's 9 pieces total.
9. Yeah.
Okay, so each piece is fragmented even further.
Yeah.
So
The
it's
key to
really painful.
The especially tedious part, I think, is because you have to get I'm pretty sure you have to get the Triforce maps by finding them in the sea, and then you have to go pay Tingle to transcribe the map, so then you can find the location, go get the thing, then pull it out of the sea again, rinse, repeat 9 times. Like, but in the update, they gave you I'm pretty sure they give you like 5 of the maps, like or something like that. Like for without having to do the tedious part of that, they just give it for you for free or something. I can't remember how that works.
Right.
I think that's correct. Yeah, and I think it's like it's one less thing.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised they didn't like lock these behind like little dungeons or something. I feel like that would have been way more fun than just.
There's like a couple.
Oh, I'm gonna go fishing in the ocean.
There's
I
like
think,
a
I
couple.
think there's a couple like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, is
I
there?
remember.
I think there's one in the like house
so
that you
trying
get
so
the
hard to
deed
talk.
to, like when you go
yeah.
down in like
Oh, that's
underneath
cool.
it. I think there's one down there.
I love that one.
Because
The
there's the
cabana.
reduds down there, and I didn't realize that. So I go down, I'm like, oh, this is my house. It's so cute. I go down, and they like shriek at you, and then they like,
Dude.
do the thing, and I literally was like,
The way they go, "Ah!" and then you're like,
They're elephants
for like a second, you're like, oh gosh. Yeah, like
my
exactly
God.
like
I
that.
totally don't have my armpit. You know.
I guess
like-
I guess their initial intention with this is that you found them along the way on your journey, but there's just no thing that's pointing to them being found along your way. Like I don't
it's
know.
about
I-
the Triforces you found along the way.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
No, I like with you getting your house and all that kind of stuff, just finding out that there's freaking zombies in your basement is crazy.
Yeah.
And then you have to do that slide puzzle, which is impossible.
Oh, I hate that one. I don't think I've ever finished that actually.
Yeah, it took me like an hour when I first did it, and then like it took me like 2 seconds on the remake because I was just
Yep.
like, oh, I've been here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember. I love that oasis, that little private island you get just from collecting all this. God, this game it loves padding, bro. They
Yeah, the
You have to
butterfly
give-
necklaces.
yeah, exactly. Honey-filled nectar, and you gotta wait
Oh my
for
gosh.
fucking
The
every single
butterfly
time.
necklace thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you got to give that to the teacher, and it's a cool side quest. It's very,
Yeah.
but then that's just the part that you just thanks Nintendo.
That's something I especially liked about this game is the side quests that you could do, and it felt like, especially at Windfall Island, there were so many
They're
side
all-
quests at Windfall Island.
That is the most
Like-
alive island in like any Zelda
I know.
game,
I wish
swear.
they had been more. Like some stuff at Outset, some stuff at the Dragon Roost. Like there was some stuff at Dragon Roost, but not nearly as much as Windfall.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember on Outset,
Factual.
there's the pig one, and I think it's the first pig that you take in the very like beginning of the game. They keep it, and then like as you progress in the game later, the pig gets really big. But then there's the other two, and then they reveal that they ate them, and I was mortified. I was like,
forgot about that.
because my brother and I would name them, and we were like, no.
I'm pretty sure one of them is named after you. I'm pretty sure they
I
named
think
one
so. I
Link.
think they name it. Yeah, you
Tasty.
name-
Or yeah, whatever they
Link
Tasty
is
Link
eating his
bacon.
own people.
I forgot you could name your characters in the early ones, so I was just like, oh yeah, it's just Link. I'm like, oh wait, no.
yeah.
The pig
Yeah.
ate the pig.
It's Poopy
for
Mom.
double bacon.
Double
Yeah.
of bacon.
Yes.
Double of
I
bacon.
was say, do pigs eat meat? I'm pretty. Do they? Like, I don't even
Pigs
know.
eat
They eat
anything.
anything. They
Yeah,
literally
it's
That's
kind of
true,
just
they
like
do
a
eat anything.
slop.
Yeah,
And it's kind of
slop.
just whatever's
Slop
in
is
front
what
of
I
them.
think of, but I'm not sure what slop's made of. So
I think if it's
Meat.
edible, they get it. They eat it.
it's true.
Other than that, though, let's talk about. We're gonna skip the music one because I want to talk about. We'll get to that in Gabe's music showcase.
Nice.
we're
work,
skipping
Gabe. You've been
entirely.
skipped.
Yeah, well, we like to do that at
Fuck
the
you,
end.
Gabe.
You know, it's always
Yeah.
fun to have it right at the end. Let's talk about some of the the secondary characters, and then just like some other like favorite characters that you have throughout the game, right? So like for me, I love the Sploosh guy, the guy we were imitating at the beginning of the podcast. It's always a good
Yeah.
one. He's always fun, little Sploosh. The Tingle in this game is really fun. I also really love the Beetle in this game. The Beetle in this game is always really fun.
I'm pretty
He's
sure
little-
this was the first beetle.
Ew.
This
yeah,
Bye.
it was. This was the first instance of him. So, for those who don't know, I
was such
mean,
a good
you're a
impression.
Zelda fan, you probably know, but yeah.
Thank you.
If you don't know, Beetle is a shopkeeper, and
Yeah.
this is the first time that he showed up in any of the Zelda games. I
was
believe
sailing around
so.
in his ship, which was so like. Did anybody else have like trouble getting on his ship a lot of the time? Because
Yeah,
I would just
I
like
did.
I would
Yep.
like try and jump to it from like the harbor or whatever, and then I'd
Yep.
miss, and then I'd be like, come back, no.
Yeah, for
We have
sure.
to get on like on the specific spot.
Yeah, exactly,
It
on
can't
the,
be
like,
like from the
barrel.
front. It has to be like the little barrels on the side you have to
Yeah,
jump on.
so annoying.
Oh God.
Quinn, talk about your favorite characters. I mean, it's in your freaking username, man. Come on,
The
tell us about them.
Koroks.
Yeah,
I love Makar and Fado are like the loves of my life.
This is the
I
first
love,
appearance of them.
Yeah.
They're great.
I never did the little quest where you have to like get the Deku water and like pour it on them to revive them.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh,
that is
yeah.
so much work.
There's so
Yeah.
eight,
Love
eight of them,
y'all.
and they're scattered everywhere.
Kisses, but
And you only had like 30 minutes to get the water to them. So like if you didn't know where you
Yeah.
were going, you were screwed.
Right.
30
Who are they
IRL
supposed to
minutes?
be? Who are they supposed to be, you guys? Who are the Koroks?
the
Spirits
Kokiri.
of-
The
That's
Kokiri.
me.
Yeah, they're dead. The dead Kokiri children.
And then the Rito
spirits.
are introduced in this game, and those were actually the Zoras, but they
Yeah.
turned into
Yeah.
Borbs.
Freaking Rito, man.
Medley,
the
she's
Rito are
probably
I
my
know
favorite side
Gabe's
character.
favorite character.
Oh, it's Deborah.
It's
You know, old
Elephant
Debbie.
Mario.
Mario.
I will kill Elephant Mario. I
Big
will be
old
sure to jump
thick
off a
boy.
cliff in that game once I.
Bro, conservative Mario goes hard. So,
my god.
When are we getting Donkey Mario? What the
Yeah,
heck?
right?
Is Donkey
Come on.
Luigi in the game?
Yeah, where are my donkey representation? Where are my asses at, you know?
yeah.
Donkey Kong.
What's a guy gonna do
but-
for a good ass in Mario? Come on, man.
All right, now. All right. Anyways, moving on.
Peach is right
Um,
there, Fuse.
Yeah,
That's
she's right
easy.
there. That's a Peach, that's not
Pauline.
an ass.
And Pauline.
And Pauline, yeah, you're right.
Toadette?
Okay, no.
Oh, Mrs.
Is that
Mushy.
a child? I don't know.
Bowser's dumpy? Like, come on,
Okay,
gamers.
it's true. We never see it. It's behind a freaking shell.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
hard to get.
Derailing.
Can we talk about Luigi's anti-dumpy? He is like no dumpy at all. I don't know if anyone's noticed. He's got
That's
like
why
he's
he's
got like
taller.
reverse ass. That's
Reverse-
valid.
He's got bigger
Yeah,
feet too.
yeah, Gabe.
Thank you, Gabe. My characters.
So let's talk about the dungeons. Let's talk about the dungeons and the puzzles. Tell me about those guys, because the only one I remember is the very big one that like the floods up and down. Oh, and
Oh, that's
the
the
one
worst
that
one.
also the one that you use with Maroc, like you're like
Makar.
floating Makar, excuse me, all the way
Yeah,
up
the wind temple.
Maroc.
Dwayne
Oh,
Maroc.
I always
Yeah.
thought it was interesting that Makar got the wind temple and Medley got the earth temple because like
Yeah.
Makar is like something from the earth and Medley flies, so it's like they were kind of
Yep.
opposites,
Yeah.
which I always
Yeah.
thought was interesting.
Very.
But yeah, I'd say like I really liked the Earth Temple with Medley. Like I don't know, I know some people kind of find it tedious, but I like kind of like that was the one where you use the mirrors, right? I'm pretty sure, and like you
Yes.
bouncing the light and stuff like that. I thought that was always
Yep.
really interesting, and they kind of mirrored that in Tears of the Kingdom with the kind of mirror puzzles that you had to do in those ones too. So I appreciate that one a lot, and the boss. The boss is awesome, but I'm sure we'll talk about bosses later.
I liked, so as much as I'm scared of Zelda games, fun fact, they scare the shit out of me.
Oh, okay.
Can't play them at night. When Breath of the Wild it turns night, I will sit and wait for it to be daytime
You can go to the little
because
camps, you know?
the skeleton guys jump out of the ground and I
Yeah.
will throw my controller because it scares me. But I loved the Forsaken Fortress the first time where you have to hide in the barrel and get past the moblins.
Moblins.
A
I think they're
fantastic
the
one, yeah.
moblins.
It's Moblins and Bokoblins.
But then when
yeah.
they turn and they like throw their like lantern over and they're like, "Who was that?"
This is
I
the
Dude, I
scared
know.
me so badly, but
Crap
it's
my
so
pants.
fun.
Like when
Is
they
this
put your barrel on fire, you're just like, ah!
You go in the little jail and you have to
I love the way they turn
Sneak
around too.
out.
They're just like,
huh?
like biggest mouth jaw drop moment.
He has like no bones in it. It's just
Are they
Yeah,
the
right.
first times that we see like bokoblins and stuff like that specific enemy, or
I
were they in previous iterations of
No,
Zelda?
actually. I think Moblins were there before, but I'm not sure about Bokoblins. And then there was the mini blins, which were so annoying.
oh yeah,
The, like,
Nickelodeon.
yeah, but when I remember when the mini blins showed up on the outset, I was just like, no, this is my home.
No, you're not doing
outta
this to
here.
me. You know what I love about the mini blins is if you kind of run away from them, but you still stay like close enough to where they're spawned, and you'll just hear them like, you'll hear the little like blow out, like they like jumped off
Yeah.
the cliff and they just killed themselves or whatever. I'm like, oh my god. They're like,
Oh,
fuck,
God.
mission failed. We're out of here.
Mini blins are actually lemmings.
Yeah, they are. I love the Earth Temple. Growing up, my favorite was Dragon Roost, but
Yeah, that's
the
a
Earth
good one.
Temple, honestly, it's funny
good.
because that game is really warm, lovey, friendly, cutie, kitty, whatever, and then you go into the Earth Temple and it's actually kind of terrifying, you know?
Oh yeah, it's dark
Yeah.
and dank and like
Yep.
gray, and you're having to shine light into this dark, dingy place, which I think is really cool, like kind of narratively.
Yep. And then Medley gets stolen by the hands again, and you're like, I hate you so
Oh my
much.
gosh,
This
the
is
floor
like,
masters, and then I had literal like PTSD when they showed up in Tears of the
Oh,
Kingdom.
yeah.
I was like,
the floor
"Not
masters in this
again!"
game are terrifying. The little
Yeah.
they get the little spindly hand. They're so like thin, and when you cut them,
Yeah,
they,
like the
they
thin
flick
arm.
around like a fucking octopus leg or
And
something.
they grab you
from,
by
like-
your head, bro. They're just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
I didn't know you could kill them because they don't like,
Yeah.
it doesn't make the normal noise when you hit them. They just do that, you know,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
doesn't sound like it, you know. I thought that was
So
like stunning
interesting.
them. Yeah.
sound design for those were cool.
hands.
Yes.
100%. So one, yes, Bokoblins first made their appearance, like the Bokoblin enemy line, like Bokoblin, Moblins, all that. Wind Waker. That was the first time
Oh,
that they made
wow.
that they appeared. Yeah. So that's Wind Waker gave us those guys as well. Secondly, another dungeon I really love is when you go into I think it's the Temple of Time, or like wherever stuff is frozen. When you go into the room and all the time is frozen,
Oh,
there's like the
Hyrule
knights
Castle.
that are frozen mid battle and stuff like that.
It's like
yeah.
my favorite
cool.
scene of like any video game when you
Yeah.
pull the Master Sword out and like
They all come
the
to
ones
life.
that you couldn't even touch before, you have to kill like 30 of them
Yeah.
all at once.
It's
So
such a cool
cool.
moment. Yeah, you pull that Master Sword out, and the whole area just unfreezes, and you're like, "Whoa, this is crazy!" Yeah,
And you're like,
it's really
oh
neat.
crap, I have to fight those.
You're like,
Don't
"Oh,
forget to get the Knight's belts from the guy so you can get the Hurricane spin.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
totally."
Yeah.
So that was another awesome like dungeon, another wonderful part of this game. I'm trying to think of another, like, I guess the bosses. Yeah, let's talk about the bosses of this game.
I didn't get to talk about my favorite characters. I'm a little sad about it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go for it. Talk
Like,
about
we
your
could have
character.
moved on.
No,
I
go
love
for
Zephos and Cyclos. Those are my faves because they're
Oh,
so like
yeah.
Foggy Boys.
the frogs, like, because they were just like it's for one so much personality. For two, like these frog deities out of like seemingly nowhere. It's like that are on these clouds. They're so cool. And then like you find a cyclist
about
later
those.
who's just like this jaded brother because his like monument was destroyed, and then he gives you the ability to fast travel. I love the like quote unquote gods in this game. So we have like Zephos, Cyclos, Valu, the Great Deku Tree, and then Jaboon. All of those like gods.
Jaboon.
Jaboon, the big old fish that was I'm pretty sure a descendant of Jabu Jabu from Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Yep.
But all the gods in this game I really like. Sorry, sidetrack.
No, it's not a sidetrack at all. It's awesome. They're so cool. Those are great characters.
Yeah.
I always loved Medley and the postman who was kind of like your buddy who was like, Link, I've you know whatever.
name?
You know, I can't remember.
It's like
I
something
remember he
related
said-
to feathers or something. I can't remember.
I think so. Yeah.
Is it tail?
It's something like that. Where is it? It's on. Okay, hold
finding
on.
it.
I'm finding it.
He's gaming.
I'm scrolling this list of characters and it's huge. Quill.
Hurry, you have
Quill.
14 seconds. Oh, Quill.
Well,
Yep, that's it. Yep.
that makes sense.
Willy boy.
Also, I forgot about my favorite character. When
is
you
it?
get to Windfall and the old man chases you, begging you for whatever, and you have to run away from him.
And you're like, oh fuck, oh shit, get out of
You
here.
can literally say,
like,
"Ew, get
"Please
away
help
from me,"
me.
or something like that. And
Yeah,
he's like,
right.
"Ah!"
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
A lot of the characters in the game, the art style just is so creative, and just like the way that they give every character so much personality before you even like talk to them. It's so great. I mean, it's a great Zelda game. Like, don't get me wrong. Me calling it mid is purely just because of the end game, and that's really
yeah.
it. Like
Yo,
90%
gonna
of the
change
game,
his mind,
What's
don't
wrong
worry.
with
a
Pig
wonderful experience.
Ganondorf? What's wrong with him?
There is no pig. I don't think there is a pig Ganondorf in this game. I think
There
it's
is.
just. Is there?
It's Puppet
am I-
Ganon. Puppet Ganon.
Oh, okay.
He's a big
I'm
old
sorry.
pig.
He's
Yeah,
like a.
okay.
Yeah, there's like he's like
I
kind
was
of
like,
two things at once.
All
I
the
swear,
videos
you know,
just
so
lied
all
to
the-
me when he said no, there isn't. I was like, oh my god.
No,
It's
yeah,
okay.
turn-
Trust the videos. Don't trust me. I play this game on the. I didn't even play the original. I just played the remake, and even then, I have a very foggy memory of it at this point. So.
One thing I want
Yeah.
to talk about real quick is Prince Komali. Did anybody remember that dude? He was
Yeah.
holding the
Oh, yeah, the
Din's
little-
pearl.
He's like,
He's like, but then like you come back later in the game and he's had like a full puberty moment, and you're like, it's only been like a few days, bro. Like, what happened?
How the
like,
fuck did you grow up like this?
dude, he literally becomes like a
puberty
teenager.
overnight, man.
Yeah.
It happens.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like
I remember
literally,
waking
like
up one summer, I was like 4'7", then all of a sudden I was 6'1". I was like, oh shit, dude.
that do be how it is
I'm told.
sometimes. Prince Komali.
Yeah, Prince Komali, man. Yeah, but so bosses. I love. Oh my gosh. I mean, just the final boss fight. I know that's like a really cliche one, but the final boss fight is just so
It's good.
cool.
Yeah, it's really good.
The water. It's like you've done this like like the Red Sea parting, where it's just there's a giant bubble above you and there's water falling all around you, and you're just
Yeah.
in this 1v1 with Ganon, and
Yeah.
it's a really really cool moment where you just it's just two swordsmen going at it. And the way they designed Ganon in this game is very cool with the robes, and he's very flowy, and just I don't know the way this Ganon is definitely one of the coolest Ganons in the entire series. in my
Yeah,
opinion. He has
very,
the most
like-
it's like he's like
personality.
trying to be the king.
Yeah,
It's like samurai inspired, like really like those like kind of kimono almost like robe, like
Yeah.
emperor kind of vibe.
1000%, 1000%.
One of my favorite bosses is I'm pretty sure it's Moldera or Mold. Is it Moldera? What is it called?
Is that the
Mulgera?
one? Is that the
Mulgera. It's
second boss?
Mulgera. It's Mulgera. He's the boss of the Earth Temple. Actually, I'm pretty
That's
sure.
it. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. He's the one
Cool.
that comes out of the ground. He's got the like he goes like and then it comes
Oh,
out of the ground,
yeah.
and then you have to grapple
That's a cool
his.
boss. It's
his
a big
eye.
boss arena too. It's
You know
it's
what?
spooky.
Or no, actually, he was the Wind Temple. He's the boss of the Wind
Wind, yeah.
Temple. Well, you
Oh,
know
is
why
he?
I know that he's the boss of the Wind Temple is because in Tears of the Kingdom there's Colgera, which is the one that has the big ice shards that you have to shoot.
Yep.
So it
It's
was a
all
reference to
coming
Wind
together.
Waker. And they're
Yep.
both the bosses of the Wind
Wow.
Temple, which I thought was cool.
It's all coming together.
Also the Halmarok King is just
That's
like
my
iconic.
favorite. Yeah, that's my favorite. The music and just when you smash the fucking mask off of it and those eyes underneath are like, I'm gonna fuck you up, Link, and then it's actually really fucking easy, but it's still so cool.
Yeah, for real. And,
God,
and
I
then
love
like the
that boss.
tension of like the water
Oh
rising.
yes, the bird. Yeah.
The bull.
The most annoying boss fight, the pose. That was the worst.
I'm pretty sure it's called Jalhala.
Jalhala,
Yeah.
yeah, he's such a goober, dude.
Yeah, yeah. He's just like, he's just so like, I'm gonna run around here. Oh no, I'm getting thrown into spikes. Like,
What about you, Quinn?
I remember the the Tower of the Gods, that boss, like the big hand thing.
Yeah.
So back in the day, little old me didn't realize you could push L to
Lock on.
aim at something. So I'm literally the whole time like trying to hit the eyeballs like not locked on.
Oh,
And that's
wow,
probably
you're
like
really
the most
gaming
memorable
then.
one for me for that. Because
yeah, and it's
then
a
going back and playing the
scope.
That's what you had to do with Puppet Ganon, because you couldn't lock on because he was going like with the snake form. You had to like, come on.
Oh, yep. I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where he was
that
gonna
was
go.
hard.
Dude,
That
this
was
dude
pretty-
became a pig, a snake, a spider at one point. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like that boss that you mentioned, Quinn, is what there's like a boss. It's like that in Mario 64 that has like the
Bongo,
two hands,
bongo.
and then you boom boom.
Nintendo
It's a
loves
very
their hand bosses, bro. They love their hand and eye
the
bosses.
melee hand.
yeah.
Master Hand.
Oh yeah, totally. Well, I think that's a good point to jump into some music because I know a lot of these boss fights have really fucking good music. So Gabe,
Same with the islands.
let's do some music showcase. I hope this records correctly. If it doesn't, I will just add the music in post again, which is no big deal. But just let's hope it works. Make sure you activate the desktop music, okay?
Activating it now and
I'm sorry for
Activated.
who I become when I hear Dragon Roost Island.
Throw ass.
I'm sorry
Throw
for what
all
I
the
did when I was
ass.
listening to Dragon Roost Island. I'm a different person.
So Outset Island, this is where you begin, obviously, in the game. But yeah, it's just, you know, and your little sister's like, "Oh, it's your birthday, big brother." Why is this low? Infinitely low? There we go.
All right.
It's so pretty and lovely.
A little intro,
Yeah.
then we get into it.
It's so like adventure starting, but then you're also like I don't know.
Safe,
It's
like,
so
maybe you just
peaceful
need
as
to
well.
stay here.
I know, literally. It's like, oh, everything's happy and yay, and like, there's just so much liveliness to it. You can just
And then the
feel
bird steals your sister.
yeah, exactly. Freaking Tetra had to go save her.
And then you hate
Fucking
every
Errol.
bird from that point forward.
Errol, Grandma told you not to come onto this
the
board.
There wasn't cooking yet in that one, but we sure cooked the Helmrock King.
Oh, yeah, dude.
True.
That was another thing. Is like, I'll talk about that later. Never mind.
We had
Oh,
the
yeah.
freshest wings, the freshest of wings.
Freshest wings this side of
Can
sunken
you play
Hyrule.
the opening screen?
Oh yeah. That's
It's
it.
also,
The
yeah,
opening screen is also a banger.
Oh my gosh, the flute on that. Woo, can't wait.
Maybe there you go. That works. That'll do
No,
it.
wait, no,
Yeah.
leave. This one.
Yeah, leave it.
This is actually the wind, or no, this is the Earth ballad, the Ballad of Earth, or whatever it's called that you do with medley.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Like the mandolin. Ooh, this part.
So good. It's no right being this good.
What is that instrument? I don't know. The one in the background, like.
I know.
Oh,
It's
like
like
Irish or something?
Maybe a bagpipe. I think it's a bagpipe.
No, that's too. Oh, it's bagpipe-esque, but the bagpipe is obnoxious.
Yeah.
You would
Well, I
hear
think it was like a subtle bagpipe. You know what I mean?
something like that, like
Yeah.
some multi-corded instrument.
That's
Yeah,
the
it was
electric guitar
Yeah.
for that metalcore riff, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
Great song.
And the
though, too,
fiddle,
like-
the fiddle is just great. Ugh.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's
now
eventually
we're
gonna
cooking-
turn into the what's the word? To the opening song, the opening number. Yeah, this.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
It's gonna change into the. Ooh,
Oh, I love this so much.
the music in this game is unmatched for real.
It is unmatched. It is so good.
Golden power lay hidden.
It was a prosperous
Yeah, okay, we're getting the narration. Let's go. Matt Mercer, who?
The green
Power. Beyond
A man of great
comprehension.
evil found the golden power and took it for himself.
What's
Dude,
hilarious
Gabriel's
is that
fucking
the audience
playthrough
can't
of
see
this game, Aaron Hansen has the funniest fucking
Oh, yeah.
just narration. He's like,
Dude.
strike.
I miss that playthrough of Game. I mean, I know I can always go back and watch it, but like
you can't.
watching it for the first time, I don't know. The Wind Waker playthrough of Game Grumps was just it hits different. I don't know why.
Yeah,
Makes me just
classic.
fart on Austin. Sorry, Austin. I shouldn't have
Fart on Austin.
Fart on Austin.
Yeah, we've all
Wanna
been
fart
there
on
before.
Austin.
So good.
Yeah, dude.
All right,
Such a banger.
Yeah, really good.
Banger.
It basically tells the original
Story of.
I think this
Yeah,
is the
Ocarina of Time. It tells
That's
the story
Ocarina of
Ocarina of
Time,
Time
yeah.
and
and then they
Majora's
tell
Mask.
you, yeah, like, oh, hey,
Look at
this
those
is what
people.
happened and why the world flooded.
So essentially, I think it basically is like, oh hey, the hero of time left to go find Navi, which we know in Majora's
Yep.
Mask, and then while he was gone, Ganon came back and just essentially was just like, haha, I'm back, bitches.
I'm back.
gonna flood
I'm
this
gonna
bitch.
fuck you
Like,
up.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if it's the Great Flood that happened because of Ganon, but like, pretty much he came back and it was a bad time.
You're gonna have a bad time.
Because you had a bad day.
Ganon came back.
Oh no.
Earth flooded and everyone drowned.
That was really good. That was really good.
My curiosity is, like, there's one thing that is never explained. The Zora, who are people of the water, evolved
they
to
die?
be birds?
Yeah, why did they become birds? Why?
And maybe the fish man that paints your, like, is that a Zora?
I know, right? You're like, excuse me? What's up? How do you? Why did you not survive? This is like your whole thing, right?
If
This
we
is your whole
think
stick.
about it this way, gamers, if we just think the Zora or Digimon, it all makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fish
Uh-huh.
turns into a bird, then to a
Please
refrigerator,
elaborate.
and then to a warrior.
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
It all makes sense.
You make a great
Such a
point.
slay.
Digimon
You make
slay.
Digimon
You make a fantastic
slay.
point.
Angelwomon slay.
All right. Next
Angelomon
song.
slay.
Yeah.
So this is the Great Sea. This is when you first get to sail with Mr. King of Red
Oh, this is
Lions, who's
fantastic.
totally
This
not
is the
king
kind of stuff I fuck
of
with.
Hyrule. Yes.
This is a fantastic theme as well.
I did all the HD just because
HD.
he's the best.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you? I'm nutted.
Instantly.
It's
like,
a immediate nut.
nut.
This is
No.
probably
the
the
little
best, like,
birds start
orchestration
flying with you.
of
It's so
a lot of
Yeah.
Zelda games.
The seagulls.
You can shoot the seagulls in a Phantom Hourglass with your cannon. It's so funny, and they fucking go away.
Is it
for
Phantom Hourglass that is a sequel to Wind Waker?
It is. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the
okay.
same Link and Tetra.
Yeah.
So good.
And then Linebacker.
This is even better than like any of the Hyrule Fields. I know it's supposed to be it's reminiscent of Hyrule Field, but at the same time it has its own vein and it just feels so much more adventurous. Ugh, love it. It's great.
I don't know how they managed to capture the sound of the waves in
Right.
the ocean.
Right.
Like maybe it's like the kind of deep.
I think it's
like,
that dun 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 dun. Like, you know what I mean? Like in the back, I don't know if you hear that. Like that's what it feels like when you're like sailing. It's like douche. You know, you're.
I think
you're
it's
going,
it's also like also the deep
Right.
brass section.
Yeah.
Making it feel like you're like rocking with the waves, kind of like
1000%.
Austin called us a
That was an onomatopoeia, not a descriptor.
Hey, I don't even know all
you're
about
a
your
mommy.
penis, okay?
All right.
what is that? What is that called?
Excellent.
Tritone? Like the dude.
Yeah.
Like you're going on a wave.
It's
you know,
up
like
and down. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a constant like. Again, it feels like you're on the ocean. It feels like you're moving on,
You're
on the
bobbing.
waves. Yeah, 1000%.
bobbing, weaving.
Gabe, what else you got for us?
So the Forbidden Woods. This one's a little bit less melodic, but it's a lot more
It's
just
forbidden.
immersive. This is the Forbidden Woods when you're going to rescue
Foreboding.
Makar. But it's very this is another great song that perfectly is I am
My
in the
hair
fucking
stayed up
deep
on my
woods
head.
right
Oh
now.
my god.
This is a very
ASMR.
spooky theme. Yeah.
And it's very I love that creepy dollhouse like
You know it's crazy? They talk about like how cartoony and like childish it seems. These kind of dungeons, like the Forbidden Woods and the Earth Temple, dude, like terrifying. Like
Yes.
the little
Oh,
plants,
1000%.
like the what were they called? The like Goma kind of moth creatures.
oh
and, like,
yeah.
terrifying, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
this game, it being as lighthearted as it is, has some of the most terrifying like dungeons, monsters.
Yeah.
It's wild. It gives off that like anime feel of it looks cartoony, but it actually has like super dark undertones.
yeah, exactly. The Junji Ito effect.
1000%.
You know what I loved in this temple was those little spiky ball guys that didn't hurt you but they slowed you down. They had such a nice little noise. They were like
Yeah.
It was like an ASMR every time.
Yeah.
This isn't the Animal Crossing episode, guys. Come on.
My bad, my
I'm not
bad, my
translator
bad.
yet.
You still doesn't know how to speak Animal Crossing. I'm sorry.
Fuck.
Okay.
So, less
this-
spooky.
This
next
is Makar's awakening after you finally rescue him.
Oh, is this the
boy.
fiddle? Is this
I think- or
is
it
he
might
going
be-
hard on the fiddle?
With Fado or
Ah.
Fado. Oh, there, yeah, and then he comes in.
So fucking good. I go stupid for a fiddle, man. A good fiddle.
Yeah, right.
And maybe that little southern boy in me, but fuck, man, a good fiddle just really hits different.
Devil went down to Georgia.
Oh yeah.
Just
Oh
thinking
yeah.
that.
Devil
yes.
went down to Hyrule.
Yeah. I
Whoa,
love
shit, that's
that.
a. Oh. What is this?
Where's
I
the
gotta
island?
deal with Ganondorf.
If Dragon Roost's island is not on this list, I riot.
I know. I need to do that actually. I'm gonna do that.
I was like,
believe.
I cannot not have that on this list.
That's
Here we go.
that transcends. I mean, I guess a lot of these transcend this game, but this
when
one
they brought it back
especially
in Breath of the
transcends
Wild, I lost
Yeah.
my mind, bro.
We're gonna do Smooth McGrew. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Fucking
No,
sorry.
Smooth McGrew.
No, we're gonna get copyrighted. No.
Oh my god! A millisecond is totally gonna do that.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Here we go.
I may step away for a second just to grab my pizza and stuff.
Yeah, go for it.
I love you.
I love you too.
Love me more.
Love you the most.
It's like that's like I think it's called syncopation. The
Yeah.
like he's throwing ass. Everybody, he's throwing ass.
He's throwing ass to the main elephant.
Boom, boom, boom.
That's so good. That's so good.
On all fronts, this is like my favorite Zelda song of all time. Like unmatched.
Me too.
Unmatched.
It's just like
It's
gets
so
you in that
good.
mindset that you're about to have a fucking adventure.
Yeah.
Brandon-
Well, you're about to climb this giant mountain with a dragon on the top of it. Like, you
the
know.
Death Mountain.
What was the
It is
what
the
was
Death Mountain, yeah.
the music playlist title suggestion you gave me?
Oh yeah, the music to sign your divorce papers to.
Okay. So what I've decided I'm gonna do with the music channel from now on is I'm gonna make it so every compilation is like dedicated to somebody so they can play it during their streams. I've decided I want that one to be dedicated to you, and I've noted now that I'm gonna put that on this list. So like we'll do one for divorce papers, and there's one for like tax fraud. The next one is like cozy Nintendo music to disassociate with. That's gonna be Rosie's.
That's so real.
Yeah, right. Anyways, fantastic music, amazing, love it. If you want to listen
what's
to cool
next, Gabe?
Nintendo, yeah.
This is the Helmarok King. So this is when you're fighting the big board when you've gone
Big
back to
bird,
the
yeah.
Forsaken.
Oh
Okay,
my
so this is,
goodness.
I'm gonna bring back my point that I like put a pin in earlier after when we start listening to this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, I hope
So-
you're back.
Good luck.
I'm still listening.
Okay, so your Helmarok King has kidnapped your sister, right? And like
Yeah.
you eventually get her back and all that stuff. But like, this is the moment where you're like, it's time for revenge. Like I am
come
here
back at him.
to like pluck this bird out
Yep.
the sky, and I'm gonna like smash its head in with the skull hammer, get that crown out of there. You ain't a king no more. Like. I'm gonna kill this bird, you know, like that
Yeah.
to me is like this was like Ganon.
gonna
Okay,
get this
you know,
smoke.
whatever. Okay, you know, yeah, he's gonna get catching the smoke. Like Ganon, like okay, you know, Ganon's like doing stuff, but like this is personal. Like you took
Oh,
my
yeah.
sister, bro. Like you're out of here. Like that's what I love about this fight.
You may be under Ganon's control, but Ganon, you don't need to get this smoke. I'm gonna give it to this bird right now.
Yeah, exactly, right.
And it seems also a little like how can like almost a little supernatural. Like this is actually like kind of a god, like almost like a demigod or something. Because
Yeah,
of how
yeah.
great-
It's the king of the he's called the Helmarok King, but the like things he commands are not called Helmaroks. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
They're called like guard something. I can't remember.
Yeah, the other little
Garchomp?
birds.
Garchomp?
Oh my god, dude!
They put
Garchomp,
Garchomp
I'm
in this
waiting
game? That's
for it.
crazy. That's wild.
Yeah, but also it helps stress like this, like it helps stress the stress of the
Yes.
situation because like you're climbing and it's flooding and then he's,
Yeah,
like,
true.
flying
I
and
forgot
he
about the
skates.
flooding and like the things like sinking. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because don't you? Yeah, you sink the Forbidden Fortress. Like it goes away, doesn't it? Or am I
No,
totally
it's
mistaken?
just that room you're in. It starts flooding.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Have you ever been
Luckily, your
diagnosed
sister
with
gets out of
hypertension?
there.
Yeah,
Well, you will after this fight.
amazing. All right, give us the next one.
Next one is Phantom Ganon. This is a very different sounding song, but it's great for Phantom Ganon's fight. I think this is when you fight him at the Forsaken Fortress.
Yeah.
I forget if they use the same song when you fight him again in Ganon's lame ass tower.
I bet I'm sure it's there's a piece to it.
Yeah, same lead motif.
Yep.
Yeah. Ooh. The drums, the bump.
I like that. Bum, 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 bum.
I love kind of like the. It's kind of like, I don't want to say flat, but it's very like.
Yeah,
almost like
It's
distorted.
very tense.
Yeah, very
Like you're really
You're
concentrating really hard.
It does that build up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Get into it.
It's great. I love it. Yeah,
Maybe
it's
the
very
white
like
arrows for the Ganon
it's not.
tower.
It doesn't give final battle, but it gives like very intense fight. Like it's a high stakes fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
1000%.
And then you get a really cool item from him, which is the Skull Hammer, which is very weird. And you
Yeah,
use
that's
it for
the
the boss fight.
Forsaken
I
Fortress one,
love
right?
the skull
Yeah.
hammer because when Link uses it, it's so much bigger than him, and in the way he just kind of cartoonishly like
Yeah.
whoop, bah, and
Yeah.
hits
Or
you
you
with
can
it.
hit it sideways.
It's
You
like
can,
strength
swing
tested
the
at
sword.
like a carnival, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That boy eats his spinach.
exactly.
You guys ever seen Avatar: The Last Airbender? Remember that episode where Toph, she's like pretending to be, blind and helpless and like at that festival with the hammer, and she's like, and then just, and that's fucking Link. That's literally Link with that hammer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
1000%.
exactly.
What else you got for us?
So I have Mulgara because I know this is a classic one. Mulgara's boss fight as well.
Mulgara, my boy.
100%.
That's
Starts
my
off very-
boy.
It's the Avatar: Last Airbender.
Yeah, exactly.
Very Wind Waker sound, kind of like flute or whatever that little.
That's a piccolo, bro. That ain't a flute. That's a piccolo.
Little tiny piccolo.
Dude, that's so good.
What's an Namekian doing here?
I should replay Wind Waker, honestly. I've been like
Honestly,
trying
it's
to wait.
hard we need to get like a port to the Switch.
Yeah, I've been trying to wait for a
Yeah.
Switch port so then I can just play it casually on my trips and stuff. But it's just like, I'm playing Pikmin right now. I'm replaying through Pikmin 1. It's so much
Nice.
fun. I've already killed like 100 of them, and I'm on day 3.
They were all just out, and you just left them in the nighttime.
No, I don't. I'm very big on not leaving them behind. If they die in battle, so be it. I'm sacrificing them for my sake. Yeah. But leaving them behind, no one will be left behind. I refuse to
never
have
figure
that.
out like how to get more Pikmin. Like if I let
You
them die.
you literally just like if you take enemies back to the ship.
Of the game. It's grabbing
Yeah,
the little thing.
and then there's also literally the pellets that have big numbers on them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll do a Pikmin episode. It's fine. It's fine.
I'll
Anyways,
explain in
yeah.
the Pikmin
Ganon's
episode
Castle.
What dumbass Fuse was doing.
so okay, we have Ganon's Castle. Do we have the final boss fight as well?
We
or
do.
is
I
it-
just searched
Okay,
that
cool.
one. Don't worry.
Perfect.
We'll get
And then
that too.
I think that'll be a good spot to end it on. So go ahead.
So Ganon's Castle is weird in this game. I like once you're done with that boring intro. I hate how they do it's like the 4 temples again.
Yeah.
How you go through like one room you go through the initial hallway room that is that temple's theme, and then you fight a black and white version of the boss, and it's kind of like distorted, corrupted. I think it's kind of lame to do it like that.
Boss rush.
Yeah, kind of the boss rush. I just like when it's just a proper temple. Like, bro, in A Link to the Past, you get that tower in that game. Oh my god, that is Aghanim's tower, whatever. That is
It's very cool.
It is. But so this is Ganon's Castle. The music though is really good. It's very started. Of course, it's Ganon's theme. Very quiet. You can feel this fear creeping up. Like there's a monster behind.
That feeling in your stomach when you feel that fear coming.
Yep. As always, Ganon's theme is great at being like, okay, so I'm in the same castle right now as the evil bad guy final boss. He's all the way up there now.
The final bad guy, evil dude.
Evil dude guy who poop on
Final
fart.
bad guy, evil
Poop on
dude,
fart?
poop butt fart, queef.
Oh man, that's the worst of them all.
Yep.
Ganondorf, more like Ganon
and this
fart.
weird like
Ooh, got him.
What if I just cough up a lung right now.
Ooh, that
Sorry.
that like kind of almost like
Yeah.
it's like trying to mimic
Like-
like singing.
Witch,
like
or like witch chanting
Sounds
or
like
something
Twilight
like that.
Princess.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah, Twilight
definitely.
Princess, yeah, like the
Definitely.
I
Twilight.
like it when things are like they sound like someone's supposed to be singing, but you can tell it's just some kind of weird instrument,
Right.
which is exactly what this is doing.
Oh yeah. Has a creepy vibe to it, but not quite. You're like, oh, what's going on in this nugget? What's
Sounds
going on
almost
here?
alien. Like,
Yeah.
like you can see this on like a sci-fi
100%.
spaceship.
100%.
And the song never really like truly crescendos, which is what I respect so much about it.
Yeah,
Because
it keeps
even though
tension.
It
Yeah.
sounds like it's continually climbing, but never gets there.
exactly,
Yeah.
just like
That's-
the stairs.
That's something that like that's an uncomfortable feeling. I think people use that in like horror movies to like
100%.
make you feel uncomfortable, right?
Yeah, I swear I'm gonna have a panic attack. This needs to reach some kind of like crescendo,
Conclusion.
please, and it doesn't, bro. It doesn't.
Where's the resolution?
Yeah, where's the resolution? Please.
Oh my
please.
god, it's the weird things that are coming to eat me. Just show up already.
I know, right?
But
all right, give me the final battle.
the final battle. I was gonna say that's kind
Final
of like
battle.
the never-ending stairs, Austin. That
Yeah,
song.
from Mario 64. I can't wait to do
Yeah,
Mario
yeah.
64. It's gonna be a fun episode.
Let's do. Actually,
Give me that
that's not
final
the
boss
HD.
fight.
There we go. So final battle.
Oh, this almost has. It almost sounds like that very beginning. It almost sounded like the distorted voices from Tears of the Kingdom. Did you notice that?
Yeah, kind of.
Replay it.
yeah,
Replay it real quick. I want to.
Because those
Yeah.
are reversed. These ones
Yeah.
are. I think.
Yeah. Just. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
I know
If
it's
you
an
reversed
instrument.
It would sound just like it.
Yeah. Very, like, it doesn't even feel like hopeless either. It feels very like, all right, this is just a 1v1, bro. We're going at it. Head
You
on
want to
head
hear
to
something
head.
crazy? That,
Go
like,
ahead.
I just got a picture in my head when I was watching this. I'm imagining like a drum corps or a marching band, like doing forming, going like and like forming like a triforce and stuff. Like
Yeah.
and the master sword, like that's what I got pictured in my head just now.
I love it.
It's very drum and brass heavy.
1000%.
Yeah.
And then he slaps Zelda in this, and I'm like, whoa!
Dude, when he slapped Zelda, I was like,
Beat him
oh,
up.
I'm about to throw
coming
hands.
Time. We're going at it. Boom.
That's my girl. You don't disrespect my girl like that.
Yeah, 100%.
That's one thing I didn't like about the whole Tetra arc is that like once she became Zelda, she was just like, I'm dainty Zelda again.
Yeah,
It's like,
I didn't like that
Midnight,
either. I
bro.
wish she kept her like personality of like,
Like the
I'm,
Buccaneer race.
I'm the rough and tough pirate. Like I'm not.
And she just accepted it, bro. Like, why not just be like, no, this is not
Yeah.
the Zelda I'm gonna be. You know?
Yeah,
always-
exactly.
In my head, I was always like, I think it's because it really humbled her. Like, yes, it does suck not really having her. I agree with you guys 100%, but it's probably one of those things
Zelda.
where she was super humbled and she was like, oh shit, okay, I really have to like focus on this now, and it just sucks seeing like that sassy
But then she
pirate.
returns. She returns to being Tetra and being that same sassy person. You know?
Exactly,
It's like,
yeah.
It's like, I mean, I get getting confused and stuff like that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Snip, snap, snip, snap.
What you want? Sploosh.
I love it.
Hey, you want me to? I got the reverse vasectomy. Snip, snap.
Oh,
But yeah,
jam.
Hell
great.
yeah.
Great,
Well, yeah.
yeah, great.
As
team.
always, thank you so much, Gabe.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me. See you guys later. Bye. Just kidding.
Let's go ahead and give our final reviews out of
Okay.
10. 1 being Duke Nukem, Dog Water, all that jazz, and 10 being a Tears of the Kingdom, Elden Ring, all that jazz. I give this game a solid 8. I would give it a 9 or a 9.5. Again, just that the end game is just so grueling to get through, in my opinion.
It is, yeah.
But regardless, everything up until that point is just wonderful, and it's a joy, and the game looks beautiful, and it has such good music and score, and so 8 is where I stand with that game with Wind Waker. It's wonderful, definitely a must play. I think if you were to play one of the older Zeldas, this is a must for me. We'll go Quinn, Fuse, Brandon, finish with Gabe. So Quinn,
Okay.
give us a review.
I mean, this is literally like my favorite game ever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it like a 9.5.
Yeah, valid.
Solid.
It's literally your entire username is based off of the
Yeah,
characters from this
Koro
game.
is Korok,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you didn't know.
Exactly. Nice. Fuse, as somebody who
right.
hasn't played the game.
What's it? Stop. I swear to God, I will hit you.
I gotta out you. I gotta out you every time.
Stop adding me.
Yeah.
Feels like we're shunned and outcasted, dude. I'm about to get the book. I'll do it. I'll swear.
No, don't do it. No, don't do it. Please.
Not the book.
All right. So based on what I've seen and watched, like what's the
Seen, not
difference,
played,
dude? I'm watching
seen.
the same video game everyone else is. I'd give it at least probably about 8.5, just because like I was saying in the part where like this is the first open world. They went out there and did it, which I have to give them props for. Sure, there's some areas that is not good, but the music by itself is like 9.5 to 10 on my scale. But I at least give it a solid 8.5. It's definitely, especially in the HD version, 100% worth playing. Honestly, I'd put it on my list. Of
Even
stuff
though you
to play,
haven't.
so
It's 100% worth playing, even though I haven't.
I will hack your account again. Watch me.
Damn.
Dude, I
Damn.
will JTAG your Xbox.
Get his ass. That's funny.
All right, I
Um,
guess
all right, Brandon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I would probably give. I'm like
No one
debating.
cares,
Maybe
Brandon.
like. Yeah, sorry.
Wow.
I actually played the game Fuse.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I've been debating between a 9 and a 9.5, so I'll just give it a 9.25 out of 10. Like, yeah, we're going into quarters here.
Ooh. Quite
But this game is just so near and dear to my heart, but I can see like the kind of problems with it, like Austin said, with the grueling final part. I think the HD version is definitely, obviously, the definitive edition, and it adds so much and like does such good quality of life updates that it makes it into like a masterpiece, truly. That they could have maybe helped the end game a little bit more. But that's why I give it like a 9.5 out of 10 because, or 9.25 out of 10, excuse me, is because there's a little bit to improve on. It's like an A minus of sorts.
Yeah, that's valid. No, 100%. Gabe, hit us with it.
So I have one quick last question after I give my review that I think you guys will
That's
like
fine, yeah.
because it's cute and
Hit us
characteristic about this
with
game.
this.
So my final review or final grade, 9 out of 10, I'd say it's literally one of the greatest Zelda games ever made. Yeah, the end game, as we all can agree, I think so far we have. It's, a little grueling, a little patty, whatever. And then that tingle, it's just annoying. I mean, I usually would have enough rupees to kind of get through most of all the tingle chart thingies, but tingle. It has so much life in the game, so much TLC put into it. All the temple. I think the temples, like Tower of the Gods and the Forsaken Fortress being one, a little rough, but I still liked them enough to always I've the hundreds of hours I put into this game. It's so much fun. The music's great, exploration is great, characters very just fun.
Memorable.
Yes, memorable. Fucking Hyrule Castle. I wish we could have explored maybe Hyrule just a little bit more down there, but you are on that tiny little path and that's it. And I'm like, I love looking out into like Lake Hylia or the moat or whatever is surrounding a Hyrule Castle. In like when you're there and you destroy the barrier with the Great Master Sword and all that. And I'm like, you can like see where maybe that's Death Mountain over there, or that's the Snow Peak or whatever. It's so cool to look at all that backdrop and everything. It reminds me of like
where you all used to be.
Sunshine. Yeah, like like how in Sunshine when you're like in Delfino Plaza and you can see Rico Harbor and you can see the amusement park and you can see the beach.
That's a very cool thing about Sunshine.
Love that.
Yeah.
It brings that shit to life, man. The game does bring all that to life.
Definitely.
So yeah, 9 out of 10. It is a great game. It has a little bit of flaws, but I mean most games have flaws, and that's okay. Now my question for you guys is, what is your favorite island in this game? What is like your favorite kind of, if you can't narrow down one, like the Oasis or Spectacle Island or whatever, like what's your favorite type of island?
I like the ones that have little like mini dungeons in them. Those are always fun. Like the ones where you just like take a rock and it's like, there's like a little mini dungeon here. Let's do
you fall in and you're like,
yeah, it's very cool. I always love when there's things like that where you can just like kind of how it is in Tears of the Kingdom, where you find a random cave and then there's just basically it's just basically a little mini dungeon. I always love that kind of stuff. It's where you can just stumble upon it. So those are definitely my favorite types. Main island, I mean, just I know we talk about Onset Island, but just the music on Onset Island is just so good.
It is good, man.
Memorable and
Say it, please. I was like,
is it Outset?
it's
Outset,
Outset.
yeah.
Okay,
Outset.
sorry, Outset Island. Excuse me. Anyways.
Yeah. Onset and Outset, it's kind of mean the same thing from the outset, from the onset. Kind of the same thing. But yeah, it's not a big deal.
The Onset. That sounds like a metal band or something.
I like the island of Delfino.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
dude, the DLC.
Yeah.
That's my favorite when you sail outside of the border of the map and then you go to
Yeah.
Delfino Island and then you
Yes.
find
Yeah.
Shadow Mario. That's my favorite.
Yeah,
Dude,
exactly.
I love it. That
You-
sounds
you
like
get
one of
your
those
own
rumors you would
flood?
hear. Yeah, exactly. It sounds like one of those rumors you
Well,
would
how do you
hear
think
growing up.
they drown the world, dude? Let's be honest.
The whole world
It was
fills up.
flood, bro. I knew it.
Muse under the truck. I get what you're saying.
The main
Yeah.
evil dude the
Thank you,
entire
Brandon.
time. Flood.
He was pulling the strings, bro. Ganondorf was but his puppet. And then
yeah.
his puppet's puppet.
Puppet
How about you,
Papa
Quinn?
Ganon.
Outset is probably mine too. But funny thing about it is my brother and I used to we used to play Call of Duty on that island, we called it. Because
Call of Duty,
after you get the
okay.
Master Sword, when you go back, if you go up to where you find Tetra in the very beginning, when she gets thrown,
Yeah.
there's a couple of moblins up there, and you can climb up the log and like look down and you can like snipe them. And we would just like back and
nice.
forth snipe. Like in the most creative ways, try and kill the two moblins right
That's awesome.
there.
Oh,
That's like a
great.
core memory of mine.
I miss
Yeah,
being
that's
a kid
awesome.
and just doing like kind of silly, like pointless things like that in games.
Yeah.
You know, like I have so many
Yep.
different games I would do shit like
Going
that in.
100%.
Grabbing the pig and taking it all the way to the top of the Outset Island and chucking it off the side just to see it go woo.
You just see, yeah, he's literally just
And then
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like his little bit of his like the top of his body is like floating in the
Floating
water
in the
back
water.
to the shore.
very
He
slowly
always
going.
makes his way back.
He knows how to get there, dude.
My favorite island is probably like it's a tie between Windfall and Dragon Roost for me because I just love how much personality Windfall Island has, and there's so many characters, like fun characters, like the guy dancing in front of the grave who teaches you that song, and he's just
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
like, yeah, exactly.
it.
And then Dragon
So
Roost has
cute.
like I said, has my favorite music of all time, so I can't not, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly.
My favorite main island's probably Windfall because I love all the things you can do on it. I love going up to the windmill and riding in the little windmill thingy.
Remember the girl that would steal from the
Oh, yeah.
safe and you could catch her at night?
Yeah, she was the girl that was rich and then came back and then was poor.
Yeah, they like swapped
Aw.
places. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
the big fat king guy who had all the riches, he was just like, I just want to provide for my daughter. I don't care about all that anymore. I just want you. And I was like, oh, he was humble.
And she gets a job.
Yeah. And then my favorite just kind of, random island would either be probably the Oasis because man, I love the beach and Oasis and oh my goodness. Oh, my favorite band, just kidding. Or the Rockspire Island. That's that really tall, skinny like Rockspire Island looking and when you go down into the hole it's like a haunted like sunken ships down there and I
Yeah.
think you have to
Yeah.
light all the torches and I think that's just such like it's very vibey and then also God that other like small island where I think it's that same guy that says sploosh but he's standing behind a counter and you have to shoot cannonballs out onto the barrels
Yeah.
and the floating in the water. I always loved that in
Yeah.
the game. It was a lot of fun.
Sploosh. We love that.
So many good islands.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us here on the Boost View podcast. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment if we get over 20 likes on this video. 20 likes has been our barrier. We've gotten so close every time. I have like 3 Nintendo gift cards I want to give away, but nope, we haven't broken the 20 like barrier. We're so close. So 20 likes, you comment and subscribe, you can enter for a chance to win the gift card.
Let us know your favorite island in this game.
Heck
Yeah,
yes. Comment. Tell us your favorite a bit. Quinn, where can they find you on the internet?
Everywhere /Korochu KOROCHUU.
Hell yeah. And Brandon, where can they find you on the internet?
They can find me on YouTube at Pragmagic, on Twitter and Instagram at Pragmagix with an S. And then also I'll have a Instagram that's called Magic Decks. I think that's it at the moment. So
That's it, right? For now. Ooh,
for now,
And Austin,
Yeah.
where can they find great maid services from you?
You can find me at twitch.tv/flavlam, or you can follow the podcast at
Mommy
Boost View
May.
Podcast, or you can follow my YouTube channel. It's all Flavlam. It's FVLAM, because that's just what I'd be doing. But right now, I'm making the music compilations channel, Flavlam Tunes.
Flavlam music.
Flavlam
Zik.
Tunes. Yeah, no, it's gonna be fun. That's literally just a fun side project I'm doing just to have, because I know a lot of people.
One more.
Because I know a lot of people complain about like not having like music for their streams, and I just am like, oh, I can get Nintendo music together for everybody and make sure that they have like a 3-hour playlist that they can have for their streams, and they won't be copyrighted. So, anyways, that's gonna do it for us on the Boost You podcast. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and I hope you all have a good one. We'll see you guys next time with The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. But we're taking a break. We'll be posting a couple things. By the time this posted, though, we'll be well past the break. We'll be past like 4th of July. So, anyways, bye everybody.
Bye. Love you all. Spider up.
Bye.
Spider up.